a little bit early today. Actually, only like 3 seconds early, so there's that. Hello everyone, and welcome back. I just blanked completely. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. This is day 3. At some point, I'm probably going to stop marking the days and just be like, I don't want to admit just how long it's taken me to get through this. And as usual, opening disclaimer, any and all spoilers for the Ace Attorney series, I think all of them, will result in an instant ban, which will be repealed at the end of Apollo Justice, but if you are a repeat offender, you will be permanently banned from the stream chat. That's pretty much it, I think. I just realized, well, I guess I was gonna say, I never actually put the disclaimer in my on the Twitch stream, but then I remembered that's because it's on OBS, so that it will appear everywhere. Even in the YouTube video. So in 10 years, when my YouTube channel is crashed, and no one knows what's going on because YouTube will have probably died, well, that disclaimer will still be in the video. I'm really just wasting time until someone tells me whether or not I'm actually live, or if I need to fix some settings. I'm... Alright. Oh! I am live. Let me pause the stream so that it's not running in the background. Alright, so I'm live on Twitch, and that's all I really care about. I should restart from chapter start. Whoa. Oh, I forgot to recap! Alright, recap. Kristoff was the murderer. And, I don't even know what this episode is, but it's great. I did everything with you, right? Someone got murdered. I think I've done everything in this area. If I get lost, feel free to let me know if I missed something in any particular area. I won't take that as a spoiler, but only let me know if I directly ask. Like, if I'm like, I really have no idea what to do, then just point me in the direction and I will try to piece mortar. Scene of the stand theft. I love this. This place is no water. No water! Wait. This is his house? Holy crap, he's a hoarder. And a half. A water barrel. Got a big sign that says no. Maybe that's supposed to say noodle? You can like a live stream in progress? I love it. Alright, everyone watching this, hit that like button. I swear I stopped doing that after like 5 videos. And or live streams, I can't remember. Just only hit the like button if you actually like. I'm not going to force you to do anything. No one's going to appear in your front door with a gun to your head telling you that you have to like and subscribe. That's just not my style. I'm gonna send a drone instead. Had to cough there. Alright, let's see. Oh, there's evidence? Oh, I don't see it. I really legitimately don't see any. Oh, hey, a police car. Why are there so many hospitals around here? What happened to Ho Chi Clinic? If you say so. Yes, because the police have nothing better to do than find a panty thief. In the past day, I've grown to accept the fact that I will probably have to be saying that a lot, depending on how important it is to this story. Story episode. Who knows? Ah! Why is he back? I don't want him. I don't like him. Seriously, this guy's like trying to punish me with noodles. Oh, you helped me out? Well, have some noodles. What if he is the noodle stand thief? Except I'm still convinced that he's the defendant in the obviously impending trial. It's gotta come up at some point. I'm not an investigator. What is this? Edgeworth Investigations, which was actually probably the closest we're going to get to a detective game by the same people. Although I do like to joke about making other spin-off games, although most of them are investigations based, just picking different prosecutors. What's a real shame is we will probably never get an Investigations Godot edition. And that makes me sad because I hated him at first, but I grew to love him, and then I just... Trials and Tribulations did things to me, man. It was rough. Anyways, back to this. I guess I should talk to you. But first, as usual... Why does no one ever react? This is a shame. This game sucks. No one actually reacts to the attorney's badge. I don't want to talk to this guy, but something I've noticed is you typically have to talk to everyone. Oh, I get it! Eldoon is noodle backwards. Noodle noodles. Noodly noodles. Oh my god, it all makes sense. I came up with this myself. No one actually told me this, so I'm going to go with I'm clever. Screw anyone who disagrees, I am clever. But obviously someone was more clever because they came up with the pun. Not pun. They came up with it before I did. I don't know what that's called actually. Is it a pun? Is it just a play on words? Is there a term for that particular form of playing on words? Is that how you refer to it? I don't know. Questions that someone in chat, as I glare forcefully at Techie's account name, will tell me. You're just here as my research man. Who needs moderators when you can just research? But I can't because I have to stream. That's not really that funny. Eldoon's noodles. But the S is in the wrong place. That's the annoying part. Is the S in Eldoon's is in the wrong place, so it's actually snoodle. Not noodles, snoodle. It would be Seldoons. But then you'd have an extra S and it would be snoodles. Oh, I am great. Just peachy. That really just ruins the background music. Which sounds kind of like a remix version of the Ace Attorney Trilogy's investigation theme, but I can't be certain. Probably. He probably should have bought a new one. It happened last night. That is a harmonica, not a whistle. Oh, right, it would be an anagram. I forget that anagram doesn't just refer to mixing up the letters in a word or sentence to create a different word or sentence, but it obviously putting it in reverse would be mixing up the words, so I guess it's a very specific form of anagram. Thank you, Techie. You're the best. We all appreciate what you do for us here at Dark Samus's Incorporated. I couldn't go with my normal business joke because that wouldn't fit. I'm not even going to comment on that last sentence and what I noticed. I mean, I don't know, I got nothing. I eat noodles for never. I don't eat noodles, ever. I'm not that big on noodles. Everything is salt with this guy. Oh, there was a comment I was gonna make earlier, and then I lost what I was thinking. Wait. His hair is noodles. I just noticed he's wearing a noodle bowl and his hair is noodles, and part of his sprite is actually eating his hair. What is... Unless that's not really hair and it is just noodles, in which case he wears an infinite bowl of noodles, and this guy should be a millionaire for coming up with perpetual food. Oh, my soup stock. All my noodles. What, are we forgetting the fact that he wears a bowl? Actually, a different bowl. See, I thought it was like a beanie or something, just, you know, decorative, but no, that is a bowl of noodles on his head. There's also a doggy there that I didn't notice because the text makes it hard to see things. Ugh, I'm really not interested in this part. I feel like every game has that one case that you're not interested in. This is the case for this game for me. Now, I get that I've only played one case. That first case was very, very interesting, and this one's just weird. This is not an Ace Attorney game that I expected. This is not how I would expect an Ace Attorney game to go, but, I mean, I guess they had to do something unique because they already did 3 games, and then they were like, we're gonna make a game from another perspective. And we're still gonna keep Phoenix Wright as a main character. He's important. I'm going to go throw up again. Alright, oh yeah, there it is. The bowl. I don't think that's how bowls work. I guess I was wrong. Good thing I did some investigating. Save the lights! Broth needs sun or it rots. I'm not sure. That's not an oil drum, it's a water drum. It even has a thingy, a water sign. Yeah, me too. Let's check out this new sign. I don't really fully understand it, but okay. I'm gonna need an explanation there from someone. Techie. The house is old. Oh my god, he's married. So someone took the tarp off and left it. Yes, because I'm always hearing in the news about how food stands are constantly being stolen by random people. There's no real thought, just someone just up and steals it, gets caught on camera. There's no motivation behind it, it's just, I'm going to steal this stand now. Yes, that's common. Of course, I mean, I'm assuming that if his business is still going, he gets a fair amount of customers, which means that it could be anyone who has eaten there even once to know that there's supposed to be a noodle stand there. I didn't mean to hit that. Spoon! I don't know if I need to tell anyone this, but salt is not that great for animals. And if these noodles and broth are as salty as I think they are, which would probably kill me, which I don't know why I emphasized me because I don't eat that much salt. I like a fair bit of salt, but I don't like a lot of salt, so I mean, it would kill me regardless. That dog should be dead. Or at least very, very sick. I don't know if they're actually supposed to eat noodles, but he only said broth, I think. Huh. Interesting. Alright, so, I'm wondering if the sign was something that didn't fully translate into English. Because, well, Apollo mentions that the sign would stand for old. But I legitimately don't think that works. I don't know why I have that open. Am I missing anything? Well, there is... I can't look at the poster. Can I look at the sink? So, nice to know that they at least have a reference to real life stuff. I still have it over here to examine. Clinic, this thing. Like, oh. Shoot, I forgot this was a hospital. I was like, are we getting drunk? 3 shots for the price of 1? I could go for that. In 7 months? I think? Between 7 and 8 months. Well, no wait, I already talked to him about it, and he just seems... I don't know, I talked about the garage. Do you think something happened next door? Well, weren't we outright told something happened? I guess not. He didn't say anything happened, he just had nothing to see here, move along. You know, this is weird because I come from a series of games where you show your attorney's badge and they're just like, oh yeah, okay, do whatever you want, I don't care. You're an attorney. You have the right to investigate, right? That's how the legal system works. In Japanica, it is, apparently. Hmm. Shoot, I don't think I meant to go here. Hold on. No, actually, okay. So it looks like from there I could have gone to the hospital. But I don't think I need to go to the hospital quite yet. Unless... Am I... missing something? Hold on, I'm trying to remember what I learned yesterday, but I'm not sure, so I'm gonna head back here. Cross-examination joke? God, I hope that that's a cross-examination joke. Wait, hold on. There's something I have to do. I just had to. In the event that... Wait a minute. There is a bag. Yeah, I was going to investigate this as a joke, but I wasn't... I'm not sure now. Of course, wouldn't be an Ace Attorney game without grape juice and Steel Samurai. That's not entirely true. I don't think grape juice appeared in Trilogy. But it did appear in Investigations. Granted, Investigations came out after this, so... It was only a very minor appearance, but this is just like grape juice everywhere! So, what, does... I just want to point out, there are a lot of DVD boxes in here. And a lot of DVDs just lying around. And a piano. Anyone else thinking that Wright actually just lives in the hospital? Alright, I'm gonna head back here. And present this bowl, not that I think that it'll do much. I could go for some food right about now. I haven't eaten today. Not by choice. Not by choice. I somehow doubt that, well, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be a hospital, but I don't really remember because I'm not paying that much attention. Oh. I was wrong. I missed something. Like, what am I missing? I'm missing an entire area that I wasn't paying attention to when I was deciding where to move on next. Maybe. I'm maybe sure. I'm with Apollo on this one. think that's a phone. I hope that's a phone. I hope I'm looking at a phone. It's a phone! Wait, that's new. You didn't used to get the picture of the person talking up in the corner. That's new. You get, like, reactions. But then, you also didn't really get the zoom in. Not until investigations, well, I say not until investigations, but obviously that occurred in here, but it wasn't until I played investigations that I knew that they had that, so I didn't expect that in an Ace Attorney game. I expected that more in the investigations spin-off things. Also, we got a cat noise, and that was great. Gold-painted human skeleton makes you think that it's really a human. Well, there's... Oh my god. Well, there it is! There's the stepladder, Easter egg. Always! But what's even weirder is that it's my sidekick that's telling me it's a stepladder and not Phoenix Wright or Miles Edgeworth. Oh my god, it appears in every single game! I don't remember if it appears in Ace Attorney 1 Outside Arise from the Ashes though, but it has to. Because I'm pretty sure that the stepladder thing appears in every single game, and it just makes me laugh because it's always the exact same conversation. Hey look, a ladder. Actually, it's a stepladder. Who cares what the difference is? Yep, pretty much the exact same thing. See, it's always the same. It's a much more complex piece of machinery. Is that really the... Actually, come to think of it, what is the difference between a ladder and a stepladder? It's probably something really obvious. I'm just being dumb for the sake of being dumb, but I'm with Apollo on this. Is a stepladder really just two ladders? But, well, actually, normally though, on a stepladder... Okay. I kind of thought that it would have appeared in 1.3, but I don't remember that case that well. I'm not gonna lie, trying to think of 1.3 brings me up to, a different case that kind of takes place in a very similar area. Anyways, a normal stepladder, actually you're only supposed to climb on one side and the other side is usually just, like, it has support bars to make it not collapse and die. And will explicitly state do not step on that side. So, you know, there's that. But I guess that might be more specifically for, like, a particular subset of ladders. But why not call it something different than stepladder? Because to me, all the steps on a ladder are steps. So a stepladder would just be a ladder that has steps. But a ladder already has steps. It doesn't work. So really, a stepladder just... Anyways, on all the ones that I've seen, you can't actually, like, this back piece here, you'd have half as many of the, I don't know, rungs? Actually, on a normal ladder, I think they're rungs as opposed to steps. I don't see anything in here, though. I got the cell phone. It did get added. Hold on, I've got to check it. A fancy looking cell phone. This is the most fancy cell phone ever. Is this is this actually a smartphone? Or is it a slide phone? I can't tell. Could be a smartphone. I mean, this is 7 years after the first game, so I'd hope that we've reached smartphones at this point, but in the last game you had like, or in Ace Attorney Trilogy you had like flip phones, those old, I don't know, the just normal large bulky phones. It was weird. Finally some respect. I haven't been getting enough of that lately. No, there's our reason. So that's it though. That's all there is to investigate on here. What? How dare you? It's also on the back. Warm professional care. That also seems like it would be an important detail. Alright, so we're like... Oh, we're over here. Wait, hold on. The clinic is here, okay. But the writing's here, and that's kind of putting me off, because I'm like, what? But no, I'm pretty sure that it's nothing important. Now we just show this phone to everyone. Weird, I can't, like, press to skip text. I'm gonna present this cell phone. Alright, let's try presenting the bowl. I don't think I can really get any help from you. I'm not gonna lie, I don't ever go into like, I never talk to my partners, ever. I don't think there's anything in here to examine though. So I must have missed something in the garage, cause what else? I don't see anything in here. Oh wait, how did I miss this? He outright says there's something about this car. Oh, I love it. Oh my god, here it comes. Oh, this is gonna be great. Yes, reference Rise from the Ashes, which is honestly one of my favorite cases. I don't know why. I really like Rise from the Ashes, even though it is honestly just introduces some gimmicks that appear in this game. And also is essentially just a perfect mirror of the last case. So, I mean, it's kind of boring. In some regards, it feels like you're just playing through a slightly different version of the DL6 incident. Or, you know, 1-4. With a couple of new gimmicks. Because it was released on the DS and kind of, I guess, introduced some stuff for this game anyways. what I've heard, it really acts as like an introduction to Apollo Justice, despite the fact that it's on Ace Attorney 1 instead of 3. Which to me makes no sense. Why would you put it with the first game instead of with the next in this, or instead of with the one that's supposed to actually lead into this? Whatever. That's not really a hobby so much as a quirk. Wouldn't it be funny if there's something in here? Oh, hey, there's something in here. What? Already? I'm gonna go throw up because I can't imagine the fact that Apollo. Ugh. I just. Ugh. I. This theme fits perfectly for what I'm thinking, which is like an almost anime style, just scenario. Just everything about this screams wrong, and the music makes it better. The music just adds to how wrong this is. Maybe. That would be very disappointing if they didn't remake Ace Attorney 2 and 3, because those are also very important to the story. Do I really want to progress? I mean, I know that this game is like rated either T or M, I can't remember which. I think this one's T. Or is this? One of them's rated M for some unknown reason, and the rest are like rated T. And I don't know if I want to do this. Like, you just... Capcom, always just pushing against the line. Oh, it's Dual Destinies that's rated M for some unknown reason. Yeah, me too. I would have liked to know that sooner. Okay. Alright, you can't tell me put discreetly away in her pockets. In her pocket. If it's also in my pocket, aka the court record. Which at times is implied to be your own pocket, and at other times implied to just be like its own separate thing. Alright, well, mystery solved. Who cares? You can't tell me that there's anything left. I mean, hell, the thing zooms in on the tailpipe, so. But I saw the phone first, and that was my go-to. Well, there's only one thing left to check. I don't really see anything else to really investigate here, so here's hoping that that's triggered a change in another one of these areas to allow me to progress. I think I've done everything. Nothing new here. God, I can't wait to get to one of the games where the movement system isn't terrible, and that didn't really do much. Wait, I'm missing something in the garage? Or am I missing something outside? But I examined everything. Except this floating foot, but like... I looked at the kitty. Alright, I'm gonna continue to investigate this car because there's gotta be something I'm missing. I almost said it, and then I was like, I'd rather not. But on the car in the garage, I mean, uh, um, that's actually kind of hard to see given how they zoom in on the car. Unless that's the one part of the car that doesn't cause the zoom. I don't have evidence. I don't have any evidence. No, there is something definitely. I mean, I don't know. It just seems a little odd. Unless I'm, again, missing something else. I've got evidence. I have evidence. I feel like I'm forgetting something that I'm supposed to know up to this point. Not the map. Alright, I'm starting to really think I don't have the evidence. I showed the map! Unless... Okay, so, oh. Oh! I am missing something, and I'm not missing it there. Wait, that's food. Yeah, obviously I need the mirror. I figured that out eventually. I say obviously, but then I'm just like... Wait, unless... I didn't examine this area thoroughly, did I? I have a theory that it's a demon. No, that's still not right. But I mean, I've looked over all of this, right? Yeah, I've done that. Perfect. Trying to think. A lunar lander? Oh, Apollo. I was wondering when we get a space pun in here. Nope. See, part of why I didn't want to stream this was my worry that I'm just not good enough at these games. Oh, I think I'm mixing up somewhat. I keep thinking I can skip this. Hold on, now I need to test something. What if I show these to people? Ah! I was hoping I'd get an Easter egg or something. I mean, it could have fallen off here. Alright, so... my theory has so far failed me. Where could it have fallen off? Now I just have to show these to everyone. I just want to see if I can get a reaction. Nope. I don't know. I'm missing something obvious, but I can't. Oh, these games hurt me. They physically hurt. Like, I know that I'm missing something. I don't think it's in here. I think I need to come back in here once I find the mirror, but I cannot find the mirror. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm just, Alright, and I still haven't explained what my theory is, and my theory is that all of this ties together. It's all the same person. But that's pretty much it. I shouldn't have streamed today. I was very, very uncertain if I was going to stream, and I'm starting to think that I made a terrible decision in streaming. Look, it would have to have been here, though. No, there's nothing here. My work in investigations has led me to believe that that green text will give me a point of logic, and then I can put it together, and then I will be able to progress. Oh wait, that's investigations. I would like my logic system back, please. Can I ask you about that? No, because I already have. What if I... Stop doing that! So I'm gonna set you to stay above others. Alright, mirror. Mirror. Like, see, there's some damage here. But I don't... It won't give me... It doesn't give me anything! What am I missing that's so obvious? This is me in pretty much every Ace Attorney game ever. It's literally just running around looking for something that I'm missing. And it's always something so obvious. And I keep hitting the wrong thing because... Alright, maybe I should be playing this with a PS4 controller. Here... I don't know. So, what... I've already done the stepladder, I've done the kitty. I've done almost nothing in an hour. Why is this starting to feel like... This is starting to feel like a Super Metroid run. Which one was that? I can't remember. I spent one of them and I spent almost an entire stream not progressing at all. Until I finally progressed. Alright, what if I have no evidence. I have nothing to examine. No one new to talk to. I've been swapping the screens everywhere. Unless I'm literally just... No. Can't swap it there. Can't swap it there. And I cannot swap it in the garage. I can assure you I cannot swap it there because that's where I want to. Only other place I can swap it is here, but I literally don't see anything here. Wow, that's a lot of text. Wait. Nope, can't swap it there either. I really want to look at the other side. Stupid game. Only thing I can think of is at the People Park, but... I don't see anything. Yeah. I don't know. Is it really as simple as the one thing? No? That question is dumb. Why would I... There's nothing in People's Park. Wait, what? Oh, for fuck's sake. No, because I clicked on that. I swear, I clicked on the trash can before. I swear I have clicked on that, and it didn't give it to me. I want to take the slippers. I want the goddamn slippers. Alright, let's see. So if you examine... I'm calling bullshit. I'm gonna go watch yesterday's footage, and I'm going to prove that I clicked on that trash can, and instead of letting me search the trash can, it instead decided to tell me that I can't investigate. Either that or I meant to and thought I did and didn't. This is why it's... No, wrong button. I swear I clicked on that though. See, that's one of those times when you absolutely have to tell me what to do, because I swore that I had checked it and I was not checking it again because I thought that everything on that side of the screen would give me... I thought everything on that screen would just give me the exact same message, because it honestly seemed like it was doing that. Oh, I still have coffee. Alright, give me like 2 minutes. I need to go do something really quickly. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to take something for my headache. What is this music? Ah, my mic. Sorry. Remember guys, driving without a side view mirror is illegal. That's my, PSA for today. Adjusting my mic again. Alright, so you could put 2 of them together, that solves that. Darn it! This is the wrong clinic. Why do I have to go back to Write Anything Agency in order to get to the hospital? But from the hospital, I can get to pretty much everywhere else. Not even going to comment on any of the weirdness of this game. Wait, did you say if I want to? Tell me what you found out. If you want to. Oh my god. No one knows. I was about to say the Kentucky family. Not even using the mouse anymore. Professional curiosity. Really, right? I mean, I know you're broke, but come on. What a hypocrite. Spends an entire 3 games complaining about the fact that no one pays him for doing his job, and then hires Apollo to do something that's not his job and doesn't pay him. You mean the Kentucky place, not the Kentucky place. What are you talking about? Oh great, she has a request. I'm going to... Wait, hold on. First things first. Always get your priorities straight. Attorney's badge. Yes! Yes! Finally a response for it! Oh, I've been waiting so long for this. Well, my theory is wrong. I think she's the defendant. Now defending. You want me to defend you? Me? Person who's only actually won 1 case, but still impressive. Oh, you're not the client. I was wondering when we get to the correlation between everything. No, not yet. Admits that she's trying to be a gangster. Oh. Well then, this is... I can't make jokes about this the day of my daughter's wedding. Because it's his son! You ruined a perfectly good chance to make a horrible and probably overdone joke. I hate you. Why would you do this to me? I'm gonna spend the next 2 hours ranting about how angry I am at the fact that this is... I am in too much pain to do that. Ow. Live the good gangster life. Really? Are we just... Really? Oh my god. This is good. I don't know. I don't think he really cares. I don't feel like anyone in this cares. Am I the only person who cares about the... Well, I guess Apollo too, but like... In all fairness, they haven't suggested at all that there's like... words. there's no suggestion that they actually are illegal gangsters, just that they are gangsters, which means they're in a gang. And I think that technically there might be some leeway there for a legal area. I don't know. Someone fill in the words with real words that make sense and try to explain what I'm trying to explain. Walkie-talkie. Walkie-talkie? Is that really what you're going for? You're going for walkie-talkie? Walkie-talkie. What the hell? Probably going to get a lot of those in future episodes with character names and stuff. Still, I don't think we will ever beat Deadman. Just... we couldn't come up with a name, so we decided to name an unimportant victim in an unimportant case, Deadman. Oh, but that case is actually important, but not really as important as you'd expect. I mean, that case was sort of the backing to the last case in investigations, but still, I feel like it just... I don't know. You'd think you'd give a little bit more effort into your puns. Dead man. Just sad. I'm not even phased. Alright. I'm just going to put this out here as well. With some of my discussion yesterday, which got rejected by Techie, in an attempt to explain why I'm wrong with the way that I thought. But this was one of them. The fact that she is a CEO, so discussing the money issues of the company would make sense. There's a good bit of contradictions here. Namely, Phoenix Wright says that she will always be his little girl, which, taking that at face value, is kind of creepy anyways. But, alright, so if that's the case, then how did she become CEO of Phoenix Wright's company? Unless this is all a game to him, which I guess would somewhat make sense. So, it just, I don't know, maybe I'm being too literal. Because I know that gets tossed around all the time in real life families and stuff. You know, the idea that the youngest child will always be considered the baby of the family, despite the fact that they're like, you know, an adult. And sick and tired of hearing the same bullshit over and over again. Sorry, I'm a little too close to this personally. Still, I don't know, I guess in text, it just sort of comes off more literal. I stand by the fact, though, that, like, she's like 16, though, and she's a CEO of a company that's already going bankrupt because, obviously, it's one of Phoenix Wright's companies, and Phoenix Wright always fails miserably at the business side of things. He's a great attorney, and that's about it. What if he isn't innocent? Alright. This is one of those few times in the series when I'm actually like... there is no one actually... well, there's one person vying for this person, and she's also not really the most... like... I don't know, respectful? I don't know. Alright, so here's my point. Like, normally there is a reason to believe that the defendant is not guilty. This is one of those cases where I'm like... Apollo is literally just taking this case so that he can do what he is trained to do, which is defend. And I just what he's the son of a, I just realized that my earlier reference doesn't work because that's mafia. It still would have worked, I guess. Just someone would have pointed out that I was wrong because that's mafia, not gang, but same thing, really. Anyways, so we have the son of a gang who Apollo is not sure if he should trust them or not, which I am with him on that. There's a lot of reasons to not due to stereotypes and the fact that we know nothing about them, but their mannerisms are very confusing. On the one hand, they seem very threatening. On the other hand, they also seem very nice. I don't know what to believe. But still, the fact that we're going to sit here and say, alright, well, I'm going to prove he's not guilty even though we don't know him, we don't know anything about him, just that his fiancée says that we should defend him. What if he is guilty? Then what, Apollo? Then what? Long tangent just to ask that question. That is true, this is my first murder crime scene. He looks familiar. Has a familiar name. Right hair. Different clothing. What? I'm sorry. What? But, what? I'm in too much pain to deal with this. Um... Okay. I'm less convinced that it is Kristoff, and maybe Kristoff has a twin brother, right? Is he the prosecutor? Are we getting like a brother team here going? Oh my god. Actually, I don't think that would work. I'm pretty sure that that would create a conflict of interest. So, alright, I'm going to try to explain my thought process leading up to the half thoughts that were coming out of my mouth. So I figured, normally it's the prosecution that is well known, in this series at least, by the police department, and they're the ones allowed to go and investigate. His last name is Gavin. He looks like Kristoff. I'm convinced that he is his twin. So then I got to thinking, what if they are twin brothers that went on opposite sides of the law? Of the legal system, not the law. And then I thought, well, what would happen if you put them together in court? But under normal circumstances, not in Japanica, that wouldn't work because you'd create a conflict of interest, and I think that the state would instead assign a different prosecutor in charge of the case, and they'd put the twin brother on a different case. You'd pretty much have to. That's just my theory, but this is Japanica, where the prosecution is allowed to whip the judge and also snap his fingers at the judge and say, give him a guilty verdict right now, and the judge will be like, okay. So, you know, I mean, this is Japanica. So when I say this is Japanica, I'm talking about weird, nonsensical rules like that. Huh. Well, I found the noodle stand. Did I ever mention the fact that Christoph Gavin was German? I don't remember if I did. I think I was having trouble coming up with exactly what it would be because he didn't. I don't think he used any German words in the first case, so there's that. But by the way, they're German. I think that a part of me knew that, and I don't remember if I ever mentioned it. Again, have to go back and rewatch the footage. I don't remember things. It's you! The years have been very kind to you, although it has only been 7 years, so you'd still be a fairly youngish adult. Hold on. Do I have your profile? Nope. Maybe I thought he was but no, because Christoph, that's a German name, so, use of French words is still surprising, but, you know, everyone knows that French and English are like the exact same language, and so they get copied between each other. Oh, wait. I don't think that's how languages work. She's, a scientific investigator who happened to become a detective. For Christoph's twin prosecutor brother. $30 minutes. Hi, Detective Emma Sky. I remember you from Investigations, which takes place before this game, despite coming out after this game, so you were much younger there. By about 7 years, actually. 6 or 7. I forget exactly how soon after Trials and Tribulations Investigations occurred. I keep bringing up the timeline, and eventually someone, techie, is going to get tired of having to go back and research all this information for me because I'm going to forget within 5 minutes. Did investigations happen before or after Apollo Justice? Before, I know the answer to that. She's a scientific investigator. She's being treated as a detective. I guess she became a detective, which, I guess in Rise from the Ashes, her goal was to become a detective to help her sister, and then her sister, stuff happened. I don't remember the exact details. Oh, her sister was found not guilty for murder. So she shouldn't be dead due to the death penalty, because I don't think she... I don't know, I think she could have been tried for association to murder. I forget the actual word. Accessory to murder. Unless she was never told about the murder plan before the murder happened, in which case, well, she would have still been an accessory to murder. But I don't think that that's the death penalty in Japanica, but no one actually knows the legal rules. Oh, hold on, I forgot to do the one thing that I'm supposed to do. Snacks. I could go for some snacks. Here, do you want these? No one wants these either. Oh, I should have shown them to Phoenix Wright. Hold on, I can't be here yet. I forgot an important step to my investigation. Whoa, she's gone. Wait. I didn't get the time thingy, but she's gone. And normally when characters move between scenes, sections, parts, you get the time thing like this. Well, you're told the date. No! I wanted to show him my badge! God, this game never lets me have any fun. And then I wonder why it takes me 3 hours to progress absolutely nowhere in the game. It's because I have to do the silly things. I have to get all the little Easter eggs and stuff. Except I don't normally go after those that much. You're making me angry. I'm about to say it. I am about to say it. Oh my god. I will make you suffer with a boot to the head if you keep eating! I mean, not a huge reference. Nothing really, like, hidden here, but actually, yeah, I think Rise of the Ashes would have been about 9 years prior to this, right? I forget just how much time passes between each Ace Attorney game. Between 2 and 3 is several months, though. It might have been a year. Hey, I was right about something. Alright, so, I guess that each of those games, there is about a year apart in terms of the, in-game timeline, in-universe timeline, so, this is 7 years after the end of Trials and Tribulations, give or take a couple of months. Because obviously something happened, so I'd say that there's at least an extra month thrown in there for whatever the hell Phoenix was doing. But yeah, Rise of the Ashes would have been right after the DL6 incident, or shortly after the DL6 incident, a bit before Justice for All. I don't know why I'm going over the timeline. Nor why I keep bringing up Trilogy and Investigations. I swear, I talk more about those than I do about this. Probably because they're what I know, and I loved the games, and this is just, it's not quite doing it for me. I mean, I'm somewhat enjoying it, it's just not, it's not Trilogy, it's not Investigations, it's just, maybe I overdid the hype. I was super hyped for this, and now I'm just disappointed. Maybe I should just not be excited for Dual Destinies, and then Dual Destinies will be the best damn game ever. Although, I think you do get to play as Phoenix, right, in Dual Destinies? This is fan theory right here. Dual Destinies. I wonder who the two characters could be. Obviously, you play as Edgeworth and Francisca von Karma. There we go. The real fan theories begin. When is Investigations Dual Destinies? That way we can actually get I mean, both of them are main characters, sort of. Both of them are characters that appear in Investigations. So, I guess that wouldn't make sense. They'd have to be... Really, it only works if you bring in characters who haven't really been introduced. I was about to say that, and then I'm like, but wait, Phoenix Wright sort of exists in a somewhat similar fashion to Francisca von Karma in Investigations, in that he appears as a background character, as a sort of like side character, who appears every once in a while to be helpful, but doesn't actually do much, like Von Karma in Investigations, who really has no function other than to get in your way and to be annoying and to have that character. All of this stemmed from just saying back after 9 years. Didn't you request the position of detective? I'm so confused, but alright, so we know that you're talking about Phoenix, right? Oh my god! How are you so dumb? Who is the one famous defense attorney who just gave up his badge suddenly? It's obviously it's It's obvious to me that she's talking about Phoenix Wright because I know who she is, but Apollo wouldn't know who she is and might not be able to piece that together. Which makes me very concerned for how he's going to fare in the trial. Oh god! Oh wait, I can skip through this, so... It's even funnier when you fast forward through it! So I've attempted this, I don't have the thingy. Mirror! Maybe I present the bowl. Alright, I guess we are examining now. She is serving... Hey, salt! A box of salt! So, soda? If my knowledge of Minecraft is correct, then that barrel will store 2,048 buckets of soda. A single type of soda. Massive storage, but, you know. And a bucket is... Shoot, I don't remember. I keep it... No, I think a bucket is 1,000. 1,000 millibuckets. Minecraft measurements are dumb, but this is not Minecraft. Oh! Oh. I thought that I was getting a different thing. Of course it says Eldoon. Oh. Sometimes I forget that very obvious things, like, go right over my head. Like, alright, well, we found the stand, but... And then I forget that the whole purpose of why I'm here is to find the stand. I found the stand, I didn't tell Apollo to find the stand. So, we found it. Wait a minute, but the tarp. Alright, so... Now that I have looked at that, I think it's time. Still not getting the thingy. Alright, time to go tell Eldoon. June 15th. Eldoon's house. Thanks to my own mother, the "so sorry" comment came out excessively sarcastic, which I'm pretty sure it was meant to be, but I mean excessively sarcastic. Like, offensively sarcastic. Sorry, double checking something. Alright, so... He's not here. Dude. Wait. That is a problem. What? Wait. Really, Phoenix? Really? I hate you. You suck in this game. I miss the old Phoenix Wright. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe in the super secret flashback episode that I am still 100% convinced exists, you will be better. Get our good old-fashioned Phoenix Wright back. There has to be a flashback episode. And I think it's the next one. There's just, you wouldn't save it for the last episode, would you? My knowledge of the Ace Attorney games essentially tells me that the last episode is usually not a flashback. It's usually the one that ties all the plot lines together and resolves everything. In regards to Ace Attorney 1, there wasn't really an overarching plot. There was the DL6 incident. It was mentioned a lot. And you find out about the DL6 incident in the last one, and then Capcom will not leave you alone about it. It's just constant DL6 incident, DL6 incident. Hey, do you remember the DL6 incident? Here's what happened in the DL6 incident. I'm hoping we don't, if we get a DL6 incident in this, I'm going to put up an anger counter on that particular video. And it will just be how many times I get, no, the entire counter will be a timer. It'll be a timer that lasts to figure out exactly how long I spend ranting about the DL6 incident and the fact that it doesn't go away. And to make matters worse, because it's in every game, you get the exact same lines of dialogue all the time. By the way, did you know that the DL6 incident happened? I'm in preparation for the game to tell me what the DL6 incident was for some reason. I'm sure it'll happen, maybe in the flashback episode. In preparation for that, I'm not going to tell you what happened in the DL6 incident. You'll have to you'll have to buy the Ace Attorney Trilogy. Get the HD remaster for the Nintendo Switch. Or any other console. Actually, I was sent the list on the last video. I was sent the list of where all it was released, so there is that. All of that because Phoenix Wright was like, hold on, I need to present some stuff. Number one, I need to remind you, I am an attorney. Oh wait, I think I did this already. I did! Ah! I forgot I showed it to him yesterday. Hold on, I need to show you these. Hey! It worked! God, everyone's so cheap in this game. I'm so glad that Apollo does not act cheap. Yet. He'll ever figure it out. He'll learn. So why is it that from here I can get, like, why can I only go to the hospital from here? Alright, unless, should I talk to him? Fine, I'll talk to him. I say that as if someone's actually telling me to talk to him. The reality is that was me fighting with myself. See why I stream? Because I can take the part of the chat. I don't need people in my stream chat. I can just argue with myself. Guess what? We found the noodle stand at the scene of the crime. Aren't you so excited? Thank you, Trucy. Thank you so much for having such an important role in this. My God. No, the murder weapon was the noodle stand. Alright. So, there was a post on iFunny, like, several years ago, like, probably 6 years ago, I think was when I first started using iFunny, and I think it was then, because I didn't use it again for another, like, 5 years. I think I used iFunny last year, and then I deleted it again. And it was... I don't know names of memes that well, I don't keep up with the memes that are going around, but it was one of those memes, and the caption was, "What if the shower curtains were the murderer all along?" I have to say that, to give enough backstory, or to give enough background information to say, what if the noodle stand was the murderer all along? Just take the time to let that sink in. And then realize I am just that stupid. Of course we don't know. Well, I know what the murder weapon was. It was obviously a gun. It's always a gun. And of course, there's always the fingerprints of the defendant on the gun. And then I have to figure out exactly why no one else's fingerprints are found on the gun. The answer will surprise you. It's because they were wearing gloves. I mean, in all fairness, I think the real-world legal system kind of probably falls under a similar issue of like, well, one person's fingerprints were on the gun and the other person's weren't. No one else's were. But I think, I don't know, I feel like the real world, I'm hoping that the real world accepts the fact that gloves exist for the sole purpose of not leaving your fingerprints in places. Just, you know, little thoughts. You have to take this game with several grains of salt and realize that this, by no means whatsoever, represents reality. But sometimes I wish it did, and other times I wish it didn't. The parts that I wish it did represent in reality were how easy and fun it is to be an attorney. The reality is, being an attorney sucks. Cases take years to solve. It's boring, there's way too much paperwork, and nothing ever happens the way that you'd expect it to. And you're not allowed to shout objection at the judge. At all. It's disrespectful. I'm pretty sure you'll be held in contempt of court if you do. And most attorneys actually never see a courtroom. Most people who follow law end up being the people doing the paperwork and don't end up in a court. At least not as the attorney. So, yeah, the legal system, at least in America, this is all based on the American legal system, except the Japanic legal system, which is based on some fictional legal system that vaguely resembles the Japanese legal system with a little bit of the American legal system sprinkled in and a lot of fantasy. And spirit mediums. I have spent a long time discussing this topic. It's just, truth be told, 6 years ago when I first played Ace Attorney, I wanted to be an attorney. Then I did mock trial. And I talked to people, and I found that, no, being an attorney sucks. And that's when I went back to not knowing what I wanted to do. Well, that's when I went back to wanting to be a programmer. Which has kind of always been there. It's always been sort of like, I want to do something with computers, but I feel like that's so cliche, almost? Like, here's what's really funny. There are honestly like two kinds of people in this world. The people who understand and know technology really well, and the people who don't. The people who understand technology really well are the ones that want to get into technology. Usually. Obviously, take this with a grain of salt because I'm simplifying things massively to make a point. I don't know what that point is yet. The people who know nothing about technology and are happy knowing nothing about technology typically are the ones who don't really want anything to do with technology. But there's still so many people in technology fields that it's like impossible to get anywhere. Just as there are so many YouTubers and so many live streamers that it's almost impossible to make it in either of those fields either. Although before high school I did want to be a veterinarian, and then reality struck me and I realized I couldn't do it. That would involve euthanizing animals. Or bringing pain to animals. I don't care if euthanizing an animal is to end its suffering, I can't. And now I'm getting a phone call. I think that my ringtone actually got picked up when I moved my phone closer. Anyways, all of that to say we don't know what the murder weapon is. This is going to be a very long series, guys. This is going to take me a year. It will, alright. Putting my theory down now, putting my guess. We're going to start betting. We're going to start betting money. I don't know if anyone knows a good money pool website where we can all just like... Alright. I probably shouldn't go on here. I should probably continue, but I'm going to try to give a very basic outline. Alright, so it's a website in which users can come in, create like a sort of pot, like a money pot, not like weed, and essentially what it is it is a bet, a gamble, if you will, on a particular thing. And you put in your money, and then whoever's in charge of it, this is where it would get kind of sketchy. Whoever's in charge of it will obviously have to input the correct outcome of whatever the bet was. And then money is subtracted from everyone who lost, and then is divided up into everyone who won. I'm giving this game 1 year. It will be next year. 2020. Holy crap, it'll be 2020. Alright, let that sink in. It's 2019. I'm about to go cry in a corner because I'm in shock. It's 2019. I'm 20 years old. Where has the time gone? And with that, everyone now knows my age. I really don't care if you know my age or not. Oh my god. Anyways, so it'll be 2020 before I ever beat this game. All of that to make that bet. And then the idea was to put like a little counter on the stream that says exactly how much money is in the pot to be distributed. I feel like that would be a terrible thing, so I'm gonna go work on that website now. Oh my god, Phoenix knows who she is. Sky connection. With sky bridges. He says about 10 years ago. It was 9 years ago. Get it right. Wait, hold on. We mentioned a detective who wears a lab coat. And Phoenix Wright immediately goes to... Oh wait, hold on. Never mind. Is he saying that the only time that they've met was about 10 years ago? In which case, wow. He's made a very quick judgment call. Or is he saying that that's the first time they met? Because I think he said they met 10 years ago. But I don't know if that's the only time, or if they met sometime in between. Maybe in the non-proven flashback case, we'll find out. Maybe a Miles Edgeworth will come back. You mean guy who looks like Kristoff? So we still know nothing about Sky at this point. Indulge a concerned father. Well, if he is who I think he is, which would be the twin brother of Kristoff, then he's like 33. I'm sorry. No, he has to be a twin! Also, Apollo didn't know about this, so that's also slightly concerning. I guess family matters don't always show up in professional business. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. I don't want to be wrong! I refuse to accept that I'm wrong, so, I'll tell you what I think, but I will not say that I'm right. I think it's either Clavier or Clavier, but it's not Clavier. I'm pretty sure it's not Clavier. Although, Clavier sounds more Spanish than German, but what do I know? I don't know that many languages. I know French. He's also 33, so... Alright. Phoenix Wright has just he's just affirmed my previous suspicion that he's a prosecutor. There was no way that you wouldn't create this sort of dynamic here, like... I mean, obviously, if... Is it Clavier? I went Spanish instead of German. don't know German. That's still a weird name. If he is the main prosecutor of this game, it's going to be important that I can pronounce it. So, Clavier it is. Clavier. Clavier. Javier. I don't know, I'm just making shit up now. Well, Phoenix saying that we'll be crossing paths soon again means that he's probably the prosecutor, and there's no way that Capcom would let this go by. No, you're going to introduce two brothers who look almost identical, and one of them's a defense attorney. Obviously, the other one is going to be a prosecutor. It's the only possible thing to do in a game like this. Just saying. No! Oh, I know what this powder is. Apollo? Tell me what you think it is, because I can confirm or deny. Confirm is the word I was looking for, although affirm also works. I just have to remember where it is. I think he said it was under the top hat. I know what it is. No. Oh, I thought we were done with this, although introducing that gimmick in a single case and not bringing it back up would be pointless. We have ourselves here. I forget what the stuff is called. But I know that it's used to take fingerprints. It's fingerprint detection gel, even though it's a powder. It's not sugar, guys. It's something. Hold on. I know what it is, I just don't know the name of it. The alleged mysterious white power with the alleged ability to improve Detective Sky's mood. Please tell me that you'll tell me. Well, if I recall from Rise from the Ashes, it was imported. Is it perhaps in Babylese? Because if so, I don't know anyone who could translate it because all of them were in investigations. And I believe the only person who could speak it was found guilty. Alright, I knew I'd have to present something. Every time you get an unhelpful character like this who does nothing but prevents you from doing anything, it's always you present something they want. I don't remember her giving it to Phoenix, but I guess she did. See, she gets it. We're all shocked by this, but we are just accepting it as fact. For starters, you're either 15 or 16, but Phoenix has only been gone for 7 years and none of us have ever heard of his daughter. We're never introduced in any of the games, up to this point, until this point, so, yeah, we're all a little shocked. I guess this proves that we're not getting Detective Gumshoe, which kind of upsets me. Although, what's funny is... Alright, what's funny is if he had appeared, I would have complained that he's in every single game and he's in a very annoying character, and I will stand by the fact that he is a very annoying character. But he's iconic! Although, at least Detective Sky is competent. I have a feeling she wouldn't make as stupid a mistake as missing an obvious blood outline on a column somewhere that's really important to the case. Or missing the fact that an apron in the case, I think before that case, but might have been the second case. The apron is covered in a red substance that looks like blood, but, you know, somehow was missed. Doesn't help that Prosecutor Godot was somewhat colorblind-ish. He couldn't see certain shades on other colors, like he couldn't see red on white. I think that constitutes as colorblindness, but I'm not really sure. Now I'm trying to remember how Trials and Tribulations ended. Wasn't Godot found guilty of murder? Oh, that's right. I think that case literally ends with, like, you being like, the only person who could have possibly done it was Godot, and he was just like, alright, you got me, it's over. The end. I failed. I'm going to go die again. I thought that he could see red, just not on white. I don't know. Also, I just spoiled Trials and Tribulations, but again. Oh. I guess he does say that. Why does he cry blood? Okay, Apollo, I'm just gonna say this. Oh, hold on. Now that she's talking to me, I can present my attorney's badge. Yes, I got another one. Oh, hold on. I also, as a joke, want to present these. Ask scientifically. Scientifically, would you say that I've got nothing? You have successfully managed to confuse me. Except it was a real body. I'd assume so. I'm assuming we're not going after a mannequin murderer, because that's kind of difficult. Wait, wow. Gun law in Japanica has gotten really strict. You can't even get a gun? A pistol, I meant to say. Obviously, gun law means you can't get a gun, but you can't even get a pistol? God, how strict must... Wait. Was it always like that? No, there's no it was always that difficult. Maybe it's just because of the DL6 incident. And the number of other cases, like, I don't know, 2-2, where killed by gun, killed by pistol. Or, I'm sure in Trials and Tribulations, there was at least one point in which you heard a gunshot. Just saying. There are plenty of places where, guns were used to murder, so I wonder if 7 years later they had finally just been like, you know what, we've had so many gun-related deaths, we're just gonna ban every single weapon. Except the police. And gangsters, they're allowed to have them too. I'm just kidding. Gangsters exist outside of the law, which would, like, as in, they don't abide by the law, which would be why they have guns. Oh, nice! I have the autopsy report. With any luck, it'll turn out that this autopsy report isn't 1 day late, and we aren't missing information. Really, Edgeworth? Really? I think that was in Edgeworth's first trial against Mia. He was like, oh, no, wait, no, because I think you did the investigation and you talked to Gumshoe, so that can't be it. In one of those trials, you talk to Gumshoe and you get the, I forget which game and which trial, but you talk to Gumshoe and you get the autopsy report, and then you present it as an error, and he's just like, when did you get that autopsy report? I had a new one made this morning that shows that you're wrong. Haha! Screw you! Which to me seems sketchy and would suggest that it was done before Edgeworth changed, but I'm pretty sure that it was done in either 2 or 3. So it's, unless it wasn't him, it might have been Godot that did it. What am I saying? Why am I thinking it would have been Edgeworth? That's really not Edgeworth's style. His style isn't to change evidence. It's to hide evidence until he's ready to use it. Alright, so what do we have here? We have a victim who's 46. Died in a 30-minute time frame. Well, that's my favorite thing, is to actually have a concise time frame like this. Although, it kind of has to be open, because the only way to prove that it was someone else is to prove that there was a point in time in which it could have been someone else. Damage to the brain resulting from bullet wound. Maybe it was 1-2. Maybe it was 1-2. That would be like the only time, because I think after 1-2, Edgeworth actually slowly became a better prosecutor and stopped pulling tricks and stunts to try to screw you up. But I remember it was like, it's not my fault that the detective never gave you the updated autopsy report, which could have been 1-2. My memory isn't that great. Cause of death, damaged brain. Points of interest. Entry point, right temple. You should tell her. Why are you doubting us? We are friends of Phoenix Wright. It's obviously Plum Kataki. Is that a pun though? It's Clavier. It's this guy. No, hold on. It's this guy. I forgot who I was looking for. He is not that famous. Alright, I'm going to guess here that telling her who that belongs to was a bad idea. Uh-oh, the victim was a doctor. Oh no. Wait, no. Eldoon can't be the defendant, we already have a defendant. God! Look, my memory of what happened like 30 minutes ago is bad. Like, I just pointed fingers at Mr. Eldoon, which would give him motive. Maybe he did do the killing. No one knows. I don't think we've met the killer yet. I feel pretty certain that we haven't met the killer yet. And that would count as a spoiler, so no one tell me if I'm wrong. But if I know, well, sometimes you meet the killer outside of the case, other times you meet the killer during the case. So maybe it is someone who we've talked to. Now I'm trying to think of a case in which that is the situation where you actually don't talk to them outside of the case. Or at least, I don't know. It's hard to think of aside from the tutorial levels, but those are tutorial levels. There's no investigation aspect, so that doesn't count. There's no time to meet them outside of the courtroom. Oh yeah, she was studying in Europe. I forgot about that. And then she took a short break after... Or she took a short break, a vacation. She took a vacation back in Japanica, where she met up with Edgeworth again. That was 7 years ago. I don't really remember what happened after Rise from the Ashes. Like, what happened to older Sky? Waki Kitaki. Violently. Uh-oh. We're getting caught. Alright, so you have a witness, and if I haven't met this witness yet, then they're the murderer. There's gotta be at least one point where you don't ever talk to the witness. I know that there are witnesses that you aren't allowed to talk to until they are introduced in court. And then they usually end up being called back in because they're the murderer. I'm thinking of Very Big Circus. Turnabout Big Top. That one I know for a fact had that scenario. Oh, that's where I recognize the name from. I was like, I recognize the name. Lana. Okay. I think the word you were looking for was convicted, not convinced. She was not convinced. She already knew. But, okay, so just to clarify. Accomplice to murder and forging evidence. Would she have gotten the death penalty? Is Lana Skye dead at this point? That's what makes me sad, is I liked Lana slightly. She seemed so happy at the end, and, well, so did Godot for that matter. They always end up happy right before they're murdered. Actually, no, I think Godot was more upset. He was just like, I finally got my revenge. But... right, yeah. It was all revenge. It's like, I wish he could have had a chance for redemption, but I'm pretty sure that Godot is dead. Because that's murder, and I know for a fact that murder itself is death penalty in Japanica. But I'm not entirely certain about accomplice. Okay, so I kind of got into that like an hour ago when I was discussing that case. Probably not an hour ago, 30 minutes ago maybe. Anyways, and even if she was only told after Goodman was dead, she still, I guess that would only be aiding and abetting a criminal. It wouldn't be accomplice to murder, it would be aiding and abetting. Because she hid the body and covered for him. So, if she was tried as an accomplice, obviously that would get dropped, but she could still be tried for aiding and abetting a criminal. I've said that a lot. But she did admit to forging evidence, so getting out of that one would be a little tricky. No one knows. Alright, so this is even more confusing because this is not how I expected it to go. What is this? It's a Kniffy! Oh, so we're not going to argue about the semantics of knife versus shiv, but we're going to argue the semantics of ladder versus stepladder. Wait, it makes sense. I just thought about it, and it makes sense that, what's her face would point out that it's a stepladder. Obviously, she got that from Phoenix, because that was always Phoenix's thing, was being like, that's not a ladder, that's a stepladder, and everyone would be like, okay, good for you. It's still a ladder. But anyways, obviously, if she is the daughter of Phoenix Wright, which seems to be the case, then she would have that kind of somewhat probably annoying habit of correcting people on the difference between a ladder and a stepladder. But Emma's fine for pointing out the difference between a knife and a shiv. I'm pretty sure the primary difference is that a shiv is a sort of... I think a shiv is specifically like a custom-made blade. Sort of like you don't have a knife on hand, so you sharpen something to be used as a knife. I'm pretty sure that's the difference between a knife and a shiv. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but, you know, that's my understanding from, like, Skyrim. I don't want Lana to be dead. I liked Lana, even though she was kind of annoying and a pain in the ass. Do you know how difficult it is to defend someone who isn't guilty when all they want to say is, I'm guilty? Also, that trial should have been tried as a mistrial because she outright refused to accept Phoenix Wright's help, and in court explicitly stated that she was firing her defense attorney and defending herself. And then Phoenix was like, I'm going to continue to object, even though I now have no place in here. Anyways, the whole slew of bullshit. The Ace Attorney games are great. I love them, but they have their flaws. Teaching me how to do this. Oh, shoot. So I can't use my microphone with Citra, so I'm going to have to start playing some white noise. It looks like I'm going to need to go to configure, go to system, go to audio, static noise, and then okay, right. I can't really do anything. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Oh, it's not going to let me pick the wrong one. I wanted to see what would happen. Just aluminum? Here's what's funny is, I didn't learn how to whistle until pretty late, like, I think 14 or so. So if I had played this, well, this wouldn't have come, no, this would have been out by then, 2007, I would have been 8 when it came out, so I wouldn't have known how to whistle, so this description makes no sense. I'd be like, I know how to blow, I don't know how to whistle. Just gonna carry on and ignore that. Alright, so it is working. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to have it feeding in white noise. That's how we're going to have to do this, is I can't actually blow because well, no, because the noise gate is set for OBS, so it might actually pick it up. It does tend, my mic does tend to pick up my breathing, so it might pick it up as blowing. But also, that's the only way to get this to work, is to send in white noise, so. You're right, it does. Wait a minute. I recognize this fingerprint. It's always this fingerprint. It's not yours. It's not yours. It's not yours. It's not yours. Uh-oh. It's obviously Tiala's. Maybe she's the murderer. That wouldn't make sense. She wouldn't be called up as a witness. She didn't witness it. Otherwise, she wouldn't be asking us to defend. I want to know how they designed this, because you can actually put in different fingerprints and it will count different matches. So like, I wonder how their matching algorithm works, because there is something real back there. It's not just like it's not just coded in. There is an actual matching algorithm there. I need to reverse engineer this game and figure it out, and then not do anything with it, but be like, I know how it works. So I'm pretty sure that it isn't just a simple, alright, you put in the right answer, because if you put in the wrong ones, it will actually attempt to match them anyways. Although it could be somewhat coded in for, like, different possible matches. I don't know how, I don't know how accurate it is. I don't think it gives you the same number. I haven't done any testing, but I've done the wrong one before, and it will actually give you, a different number. But I think it's like, I don't know, I need to test this. Where's the rewind button? And we'll get some more, I'll do the test later. I'd say Spirits Up is funny, but we're not on, we're not on Spirit of Justice. Yeah, that's how Phoenix felt all the time. Is that it? Is that everything? I don't think that's everything. Well, I want to investigate this soda, but let's see, the bucket. That, but then it would, but it does the points too, and it shows how it's doing the connections, so it would have to, for every single fingerprint, know which parts are the same and which parts are different. Because that's why I think that it is an actual detection algorithm. Alright, I'm now scared of Apollo. Oh good, we're going the British route this time. Maybe. Don't worry, one of these days I will open it up in some software to do some reverse engineering and figure out what the code does. As soon as I go back and relearn how to use that software, because it's a pain in the ass. I'd have to find exactly where that routine is, too. It's not easy. Reverse engineering compiled code. Though fortunately, I'm pretty sure that this game's written either in C or C++, which would give me a very good chance of reverse engineering it effectively, but at the same time, would also mean that that code is fairly, well, optimized. If it was run through an optimizer, then God save us all. I also hope it's not C++, because that's really hard to work with. But separate discussions aside. Okay, so proven that she does understand the concept of the Kataki family, and now I'm even more concerned. It's okay if you don't actually recognize what it means to be a gangster and all that stuff, but it's... Alright, she clearly knows what's up, and I'm now concerned from her previous statement of it must be nice to be married into a gangster clan, and also just this. Just how... Why are all of the side characters so creepy? Sketchy. I think the word I was looking for was sketchy. Insert picture of the side character being sketched. Well, she's gone. I was hoping she'd be back so that I could show that to her. Alright, there's this. Alright, well, I mean, it could, like, alright. So going back to the whole random selecty thingy, it may actually do a proper comparison. Do I ever need to go back in here? I don't think there's anything in here. Nope. I say that, but I don't know for certain because I've never played this before. Ah, what's her face is gone. I don't know, there's no one really to talk to. Oh wait, I haven't been to the detention center. That's what I was looking for. I knew I was doing something. Yeah, it had to be the detention center. Wow. They've upgraded the detention center. Look at that camera. That camera's new. That wasn't there before. Yes, I mean like the priest. Is this a remix of the theme from earlier with other Kataki? Lady Kataki? I think this is a slower and more bass-filled and lower-pitched version of that. Although it might be the same version, I'm not really sure, I wasn't paying attention. But it seems slower and lower pitched. And more bass. I'm all about capiching. Oh, Apollo. I haven't grown fond of you. You're making it difficult. Pulling an not Edgeworth, pulling a right. This is... I shouldn't even be shocked, honestly. I mean, we have Mr. the Killer, who lets us, like, literally call him to court, and he comes in as a radio, so, I mean, at least he's not appearing, but, like, we have the Killer, who outright tells us that he did it, essentially, and then we have this gang who's, like... I don't even... This is beyond my comprehension. I am not a moron. But this is beyond me. Every day, every game. Not every day, every game manages to somehow catch me off guard. This one has been doing that non-stop. Welcome to Ace Attorney, anyone who is new to it. I just can't. So I'm going to court to defend someone who I haven't even talked to. My client is not helpful. I'm willing to go, but hopefully, like, I want it to be a full-out scene, but at the same time, the 3D scenes in this are laggy. So, June 16, 9:46. So I still have 39-ish minutes left of my stream. I don't know if I really should get into the trial today, though. Oh shoot, I did forget something I forgot to mention earlier on. I won't be available to stream tomorrow because I have an appointment that starts at stream time, which means I'm gonna have to drive like 30 to 45 minutes away to get to my appointment, and then I'll have to drive back after the hour, so I've gotta think. I'd have an hour and 15, but after driving with the people around me, where I live, driving is its own job. I ought to get paid for it, so I won't be streaming tomorrow. So instead of stopping here, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to make up for the fact that, I mean, yes, I still have 38 minutes-ish, give or take. So, I mean, I'm finishing up the stream, but I probably would have ended early just to preserve this entire section for tomorrow. If not for the fact that I won't be here tomorrow. So, more content for today. Old injury. Old injury? You mean the injury that happened a day ago? 2 days? A day and a half? That night? I don't know. Oh, right, because she's going to teach me how to use this power. God, I'm so excited to finally learn about this power. I feel like it's become obvious that my energy levels have increased over the course of the stream versus the usual decrease. Granted, I did start off the stream with very little energy anyways, so the pain is mostly gone. I'm really glad that I stopped to take the medicine because it was starting to get worse. I already was in a lot of pain this morning. Take the medicine again. Stop with your voice training. I love it. We're gonna keep up with the I am fine theme of Apollo Justice's terrible characterization. I hate Apollo. I hate him. I don't know how you feel about him, Techie, but I hate Apollo. I want my right. But not this right. I want my right. I want the one from 7 years prior to this game. Still, I hate Apollo. Are you sure you're not afraid of cops, or that you're not afraid of ghosts? Because I ain't afraid of no ghost. Did I just slip into playing GTA 5? I missed the ability to make that reference, but honestly, did I just walk into GTA 5? Playing as Franklin? Because he's the wrong color if that's the case. I mean, no racism intended, but honestly, play GTA 5, or watch someone play GTA 5 and realize that the gangsters there are black. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not being offensive towards anyone. I'm just stating the facts. In GTA 5, the gangsters are black. Granted, GTA 5, well, it's a it's a satirical game. So, you know. Maybe making that correlation was the bad idea. Who knows? I mean, who needs a real talk? If you ask Phoenix right, you'll realize that all that normally happens in the detention center, except in the case of Rise from the Ashes, is they're like, I didn't do it, go prove that I didn't do it. And in Rise from the Ashes, it's I did it, stop trying to prove I didn't do it. You know, just saying. I was right. I called it. I called it from the very beginning. Kristoff had a brother who is apparently younger, so they're not... I guess they could still be twins. Younger doesn't specify how much younger. Could be by a whole minute. So. Oops, I'm on the wrong page. Just double checking some information. Oh, nope, it's by several years. So he's 24 and not 33. That's lovely. I love it. And he's the prosecutor because they're brothers, so obviously that has to be the direction that everything went. Alright, this guy's just obviously judge. This guy is obviously judge. No, German. I think I'd rather have Kristoff back. I liked him more. Also, interestingly enough, the defense went first in saying that they were ready, which doesn't normally happen. It happens like 2 or 3 times in Trilogy. One of them was literally just... I think one of them was 1-4. I think Von Karma just sort of sat there like, well, obviously I'm ready, I'm a fucking Von Karma. One of them was... I think the prosecution was distracted. And he's just like, oh, sorry, I was lost in thought. Yeah, I'm ready. Yes, he's a prosecutor. I figured that out. Well, it's... I'm guessing he took a leave of absence after what happened to his brother. I mean, this is 1 to 3 months. I forget how long between the last case and this one, and the prosecutors go through cases very quickly, considering there is a 3-day there's a 3-day limit to trials. So prosecutors really they wrap up the trial and they immediately jump into the next one. No time for preparation at all. Essentially, you get the day that the person committed the crime, then the trial starts the next day and lasts up to 3 days before I think it's just by default found guilty. Because everything is stacked against the defense attorneys. Whatever. I'm not even gonna comment on the fact that he's calling the judge, Sir Judge. So is this revenge? It is a court of law. I agree with the judge here. Anyone else thinking that that was not what that was an innuendo for something else? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Are you sure he didn't shoot the sheriff, but didn't shoot the deputy? Just saying. What the hell? What? Can we just focus on the fact that he played guitar without an actual guitar? This is the longest opening statement we've ever gotten. Normally it's just, the defendant did it, I'm calling our detective. I'm sorry. If you're going to say not so fast, you have to pull the Miles Edgeworth investigations and say, not so fast! Not just say, objection! And then not lead into it with not so fast. Like, you just... I just want to say, I found it very interesting that instead of having an objection or hold it, we had a not so fast in investigations, but only one of the characters got it. Granted, one of the non-prosecutor or defense attorney characters also got an objection, but I think that was just done because of how long and just to add some oomph to that case, because that case did start getting a little tedious after a while. And yes, I do the arm movements and everything. When I did the not so fast, I did the point just like that character did, so yeah, good stuff. This hurts? I object. Oh wait, hold on. Only the defendant himself complete the fifth. And obviously he's trying to go to jail. So I've got to prove it wasn't him. How the hell do I do this? I mean, that is his goal. I have no evidence. I honestly at this point feel like I have absolutely no evidence. Yeah, I I don't want to say it out of fear of being found racist. I'm not. So I'm just not gonna say it. I'm gonna tell you that there is something I want to say, but I have a feeling I'm not the only person who's noticing this whole speech pattern is very interesting. It's very cliche, but honestly, I see them more as Italian than anything else. And this just doesn't seem to fit the Italian idea, but maybe I'm wrong. Although there are noodles. Noodles are knowingly Italian, right? No, noodles are Japanese, my bad. I'm thinking pasta. Well, wait a minute. But noodles aren't pasta? But pasta noodles. Oh my god, everything I know is a lie. Hold on, I've got to spend 25 minutes on this topic here. Alright, so noodles are typically considered Japanese or Asian in general. But pasta, which is a type of noodle, is Italian. Let that sink in. Pasta noodles are I what's the difference between a noodle and a pasta? Cuz like spaghetti noodles are a pasta. But rice noodles, actually I think pasta is specifically a type of noodle created using like a specific type of flour versus like a rice noodle, well that's going to be made out of rice, so I guess it wouldn't count as pasta. I think pasta is like probably based on what it's made out of versus a particular shape or anything. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But then I would argue that lo mein noodle, well, because lo mein noodles aren't made out of the same thing as pasta. They're slightly different. I forget exactly what the difference is. Could also just be the way that you cook it, but then pasta can be fried, or it could be pan fried, or it could be baked. So that doesn't really solve it either. I don't know how I got here. What am I doing with my life? 3 hours a day, spending it in live streaming, and I feel like I'm wasting my time and everyone else's time. Mostly I feel like I'm wasting everyone else's time. I have a good time doing this. I have fun streaming. I just don't know if anyone else has fun watching. I don't care. I stand by the idea that I should be doing what I enjoy versus not doing what I enjoy. I don't stream for other people, honestly. I stream because I enjoy it. And this is by far one of the most fun things I've ever streamed. Even if it has been a little painful for me. It's not as good as Trilogy, I don't think, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the streaming part of it. Not sure how long I'd last doing this on my own. I'd probably feel the exact same way. And just, I don't know if I'd ever make it through this. Alright. So. I don't care. 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 Alright, now I'm starting to care. I'm going to press. He was a quacker. I didn't even catch that. I hate this guy. With the rivals family. The play on words are getting good. Hey, I was more than a match for those people. But I did get shot. Instantly. And served absolutely no purpose. Anyways. Wait. No, Capcom. If you're going to go in... If you're gonna do this, go big. You don't say shot in the heart. You say shot through the heart. Okay? You gotta give me something to work with here. Anyways, shot through the heart. Just imagine that I played the... Just imagine that I played the chorus in the stream. Just pretend, because I'm not going to. I'm disappointed right now, so I'm not even going to go big. I said, Solomon, if we're going to do this, let's go big. How much gold you got? In case no one understood where I was going with that, that is where I was going with that. I guess I was referencing something, so I had to explain what I was referencing without actually explaining it, and instead just filling it in. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube if you just look up the sentence. I guess it didn't go through him. Fine. Just gonna... Can't mark it as red? I didn't want to do that. Okay, just found out that I cannot Discord. I cannot mark the ends as red on Discord. I actually have to read them. Way to go. Now that's just gonna be sitting there. Double checking something else. Oh wait. I'm just gonna keep pressing on all of these. If I just keep holding of it, if I keep holding or pressing, then eventually this is going to work. Oh, so yeah, pressing will progress the case. I was right. Why? I'm at a loss for words. What is his strategy? Who's this jerk? So, you will tell us your name and occupation. God, these people are so rude! Back in my day, it was, would you please state your name and occupation for the record? Come on! To the classics. They're cliches for a reason. I don't know, I could be crazy. I don't like this person. I don't like the sprite. The head is just too long. Alright, we've got ourselves another one of these people. Another windy old bag. There was another one that actually did a lot of stuff like this. It was like... There was another person who like went on long rants about how incompetent everyone else was, I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. Oh my god! The game got sick of him. The game got so sick of him that it cut him off. In this picture, I can't really make out who it is, but it looks kinda like the defendant. I have to read all of this from a textbook. Okay. How did I not get the pistol? Oh dear, I'm already worried how full my court record is getting. Am I going to get my, Yeah, this person is annoying. I feel so bad for Apollo. He's the only person who doesn't have anything aside from his attorney job to do. It's really sad. This guy has nothing better to do than be in court. Although the judge also doesn't have anything better to do. I don't know about this witness. This witness didn't say anything, and the judge didn't really say anything aside from let's get this done within the end of the month. Which would be helpful considering the fact that we only have 3 days to get through this trial. So if we manage to hold it off for one cross-examination for an entire month, I don't know. Oh dear. Wait a minute. Hold on. I don't know if that's really going to help, nor why I have the bloomers in my court record. How can you be so sure it was the defendant? Oh, I love it when we ask dumb questions like this. It could have been too dark, but in your testimony you stated that you saw them clearly. Well, how would you know? You don't have a Majitama. But where did the pistol come from? It is lagging a little bit. Just, I can't figure out why. It doesn't seem to be related to the current animations. So you're telling me that the reflexive property doesn't work here. You can't tell me that A does not equal A, because A must equal A. It's the only way that physics works. Maybe that's what... Oh my god, alright, we figured out why Phoenix Wright turned in his badge. He turned in his badge because this witness. What if it actually was because of this witness? My god. I really hope not. Otherwise, I just predicted the future, and I don't want that power. No one man should be given the power to predict the future. That's why we have, like, 1 billion scientists. That's right. 1/8 or 9th, I forget just how many people there are in this world right now. 1/8 or 9th of them are scientists. Hey, shots! Well, I saw... According to the court record. Oh, but we can't prove that both shots were fired that night, which means that there's a chance that the gun was fired on a different day before this point. I have 7 minutes, so hopefully I can find it. Passed through the park when I saw them, one man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. Is it this? That was hard to find! Although, fortunately, I looked at the autopsy report prior to this, because if I hadn't, I would have missed that completely. So I always forget to check the autopsy report. Can't see it, I'm dancing. This is decent music. Still, Ace Attorney 1 will always have my favorite music. No, once is not enough. We need to object as many as 20 times. And then we will unlock a secret cheat code or something, I don't know. Insert those memes of like the way to get like a super powerful item in a game is to go through animates. Number of steps. Sorry, I had to yawn there. I wonder, is this game running at 30 frames per second? I guess it doesn't really matter. Although if it were running at 60 frames, then some of these animations wouldn't get picked up correctly. Like in the Metroid games where some of the frames are actually missing because I'm recording at a lower frame rate than the game itself. It's due to my CPU and that's about it. It's because I can't actually encode on the fly fast enough to handle 60 frames per second at the quality that I stream, which is like 480 or something. It's I will be looking into a newer computer as soon as I can. Yes, there's a problem with the autopsy report. It's too perfect. Your angle of inquiry, that's funny. What do you mean 15? You mean 15 FPS? Why would I stream at 15 FPS? Oh my god, can you imagine what it would be like to stream at 15 FPS on a game? That would be so impossible. What the hell is a krypton particle thing? Yeah, I got distracted. But Portal runs at 30 FPS. Did I close Firefox? I wonder if I forgot to close Firefox while running Portal. Although, interestingly enough. But the issue is that if I'm running at 15, and a game is running at 30, or 60 even, you will be losing a lot of frames, which would cause it to kind of skip. You'd get kind of the bugginess that comes from Super Metroid or Metroid Zero Mission, or surprisingly even Metroid 1, where like when the sprites are flickering really quickly, you only get some of those frames, so the sprite will actually go invisible for half the frames. Or you'll only get half the frames, so the sprite could end up invisible depending on how quickly it's flickering. And you don't really want that because, you know, like with the damage frames, which run at, I believe at the same speed of sprite flicker that you get with damage frames as you would with the elevator, what you end up with is streaming at a lower frame rate causes it to remain invisible. Okay, fine. I don't see how that would work. Because you'd be running either half or 1/4. You'd be recording either half or 1/4 of the frames. And that's just not good. You could lose a lot of graphics that way, and it wouldn't look as good. Now with Minecraft I don't care as much. Running Minecraft runs for me at about 30 to 60 frames depending on if I'm running a YouTube video. And I could record that at 30 frames and it would be fine. Couldn't do much more than that, but I also couldn't actually record it because it's way too demanding. I don't even think I could do it at 15 anymore, although if I closed Firefox. That's a contradiction, isn't it? Really? Oh, your objection sucks! Your objection sucks. Oh. Oh god. I can actually save at certain screens even though I'm not supposed to. Alright, so it's 3 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and do my outro here. Well then. As Techie sits here and shouts random crap at me about recording stuff at lower frame rates, which I completely disagree with, and I think I will keep it at 30 frames, just not record the more demanding games. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and if you have, a rating would be appreciated. I really don't care either way. As usual, I stream most days, and obviously tomorrow is... Finally, I have the use of the exception to that. Why I don't say I stream every weekday, but most weekdays, is because every other week I have an appointment always. And, well, for the most part, it can change, but you know, there's usually at least one day that I can't stream every 2 weeks, so yeah. So anyways, I stream every weekday 13 to 16 and Eastern Standard Time. On twitch.tv/multidarksamuses or youtube.com/ I think it's live/multidarksamuses. I don't know the link. Feel free to subscribe on YouTube if you want live stream notifications, or follow on Twitch to receive live stream notifications, or follow me on Twitter. I really don't care. I kind of stopped posting live stream information there because I have one follower, and it doesn't really matter to me, but if I had more followers, I'd probably actually update my Twitter all the time. And as usual, all VODs are uploaded to YouTube immediately after the stream. So, you know, you can catch anything you missed on YouTube. I think that's everything. So, yeah. Have a nice day, I guess. I really gotta find out how to do a proper outro.